When you're heading home, you're bound to bump into the sun as it sets, but here on TV47, we are doing the work round the clock to inform you of what's making headlines from across the country and beyond. Here now is a snippet of what we've prepared for you right here on News Now. UDA party's staggered meetings with party members begin in earnest as the Juggernaut Party prepares its delegates for party elections and the contentious issue of a merger. The high number of road accidents, with one of the fingers of blame pointed at drivers who, quote-unquote, buy their licenses. And the key issues behind the ongoing medics strike are still under hot debate, with Kenyan patients patiently suffering through the health services crunch. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. I am George Maringa. Let's get the show on the road. The Kenya Medical Association, KMA, now says they will mobilize medics from private health facilities to join the nationwide doctors' strike that has entered its 29th day. Additionally, Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, has criticized the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital for employing foreign doctors who they say will earn more than what doctors in the country are demanding.
Because they are not being affected, the political class, and they are there, and they have covers. In the next 7 days, we will mobilize private sector where they go to support this cause by withdrawing their services. It will not be the first time we have done that. That is how we solved the 2017 strike, where doctors were jailed for fighting for rights.
But more disappointing is the self-hate being perpetuated by this government. When they brought the Cubans, they were paying each Cuban almost 1 million shillings with a driver, a house, and food, and security. And I can tell you that the only thing those Cubans did was to kill Kenyans with malpractices and learn from us. We never learned from them. Right now, the foreign doctors have been brought are being paid 540,000 with return air tickets for them and their families, with housing, free food, accommodation, and all that. Yet the only thing the doctors in KU are asking for was just to be paid half of that and to be put on right terms. In KU, they were employing doctors, cardiothoracic surgeons on 1-month contracts.
The Kenya Health Professions Oversight Authority, KHPOA, says it is going to work together with regulatory bodies in the health sector to enhance quality and affordable health care among Kenyans. While acknowledging the crisis in the sector following the medics' strike, KHPOA says they will have a meeting with Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union, KMPDU, to oversight on some of the issues affecting healthcare providers in the country. KHPOA says the integrated complaints guidelines on its website will help patients table some of the complaints they have on some health providers.
Over the last several years, the Ministry of Health has embarked on systems and structures to improve overall health in our country. As you know, we've had several challenges, including human resources, supply chain, healthcare financing, UHC, and the members of the press are very well aware about the NHIF transformation. You're also aware about the doctor strike. You're aware of sometimes shortages in some of the facilities. All these are challenges within the health sector that we in Kenya are aware of. The Ministry of Health is completely dedicated in moving ahead and transforming health so that more Kenyans can enjoy affordable, quality, and equitable healthcare. One of the structures and systems under this ministry, through the collaboration of stakeholders, was getting a Health Act formulated. This act, which is a legal document in our framework, is known as the Health Act 2017. Under the Health Act 2017, there were a few institutions established to improve the quality of healthcare in Kenya. Kenya Health Professions Oversight Authority, under Section 45 of the Health Act, is a legal entity which is a body corporate under the Ministry of Health with perpetual succession.
ODM party leader Raila Odinga has today issued a statement addressing the current health crisis that the country is experiencing. According to the statement, they have reviewed that members of the 7,000-strong Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, have been on strike since March 13th to demand better pay and working conditions. According to Odinga's statement, the situation is moving from bad to worse, and soon the country might experience a full-blown crisis in which all health workers will have to don their tools. Odinga has appealed to the government to address itself to the three broad areas, which include paying medical interns, addressing the problem of doctors' contracts, and equal pay for equal work.
The strike has disrupted healthcare in the country's 57 public hospitals. We are of the view that the situation is moving from bad to worse, and soon we will have a full-blown crisis in which all health workers will don their tools. Already, clinical officers have joined. I therefore have a personal appeal to both the government and the doctors. After very wide consultations, I am convinced that the doctors and all other health workers currently on strike will be able to craft a return-to-work formula and resume duty if the government were to meet their demands halfway while negotiations continue.
Now, the UDA National Elections Board has allayed fears over rigging claims in the upcoming party polls by the party's elected leaders. This is after aspirants protested during a meeting with the party's elections board that currently elected leaders will have a head start. The party was meeting aspirants from Nairobi's 17 constituencies at the Hustler Center in Nairobi.
Mutaruhusu wale the elected leaders wako kwa viti bando wasimame kwa viti tena, sababu kuna wale wamelipa. Hiyo ni moja. Hiyo nayo sisi kama sisi hatutakubali. Ya pili, sababu tutatumia pia pesa zetu. Hizi viti kuna kitu tutalipwa kweli. Ni vizuri pia tujue kama iko na kamshahara, kwa sababu tusikute mtu nauza ng'ombe alafu nifungiwe nyumba.
Tunarudi tena pale. Wale ambao tuliregister kwa party, over 20,000 people bado wanangojea pale. Na tena tunarudi na election nyingine. Na mbunge amekaa chini na MCS wale ambao wa chama cha ODM. Tunatoka katika ngome cha ODM. Na wamepanga kuvuruga hii exercise yetu. Kwa sababu wataki kitu inaitwa UDA.
Issue ya elected leaders. Mnajua party leader wa chama amechaguliwa hajachaguliwa? Deputy party leader. So pia wanasiasa pia nyinyi mtachaguliwa siku moja. Sikizeni. Hii kitu sikizeni. Hii mkutano haiwezi badilisha katiba ya chama. Katiba ya chama kwa sasa inawaruhusu, hata mpige kelele, inawaruhusu kuvae. So katiba ya chama inawaruhusu kuvae. Na hatufai kudiscriminate mtu kwa sababu amechaguliwa ama hajachaguliwa.
And of course, we shall be following that to see how it plays out. Now, moving on, the Condolences have been conveyed to the family of the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, the second president of the Republic of Kenya, following the death of his daughter June Moi today in the morning. Lydia Ntimama, a daughter of the late Honorable William Ole Ntimama of Narok County, sent her condolences to the family and remembered June Moi as a strong and assertive woman, requesting that June's funeral be accorded with the dignity that she deserves.
From the news that we had this yesterday about June Moi. I want to say pole sana. This is Lydia Ntimama, the daughter of the late Honorable William Ole Ntimama, and I want to give my condolences to the family, sincere condolences. The family has lost a very aggressive and hardworking lady. And as the family, we were very close, the Mois and the Ntimamas. The Wazes were very close, and I want to say, poleni sana. This is my condolence from the Ntimama. And you know, what we see as women, the woman can suddenly not be treated in the same manner as per her stature. I would appeal that her funeral is held with the dignity that it deserves.
May her soul rest in peace. The High Court in Kerugoya has declined to release John Muriithi on bond pending investigations. Muriithi had been arrested on suspicion of being the one responsible for selling illicit liquor which caused the death of 23 people in Kangai, Kirinyaga County. In his statement, Kerugoya High Court Judge Justice Richard Mwongo says Muriithi poses a flight risk considering he had tried to flee when news of the deaths began making rounds. He also added that Muriithi could be the victim of lynching by the public, considering his place had been trashed by irate members of the public.
The state has given an affidavit opposing the grant of bail, and the DPP in particular pointed out the averments in paragraphs 5 to 8 of the affidavit of IP Michael Arusei. In essence, the affidavit indicates as follows. Paragraph 5, the accused is a flight risk and was arrested at Sagana as he was trying to escape after the incidences were reported. This has not been responded to or opposed by the accused. Paragraph 6, the accused is at risk of being lynched by irate members of the public and that his residence and other properties were burnt down by those members. This also has not been contested.
The shocking upsurge in road accidents experienced in the country has been blamed on preventable and predictable factors, with stakeholders now calling for sanity to stop road carnage, as Chichi Josephine now tells us.
Following the rising cases of accidents across the country, the Kenya Driving Schools Association has noted with concern that over 80% of accidents are caused by driver errors such as drunk driving, recklessness, speeding, overloading, and use of unroadworthy vehicles.
We, the driving schools fraternity, are concerned with the rise of road traffic accidents in our country today. The main causes of road traffic accidents, according to our research, are 1. Drunk driving, 2. Overspeeding, 3. Fatigue, 4. Corruption, 5. Poor road markings and signage, 6. Indiscipline, 7. Lack of education, and 8, and which we believe is one of the biggest issues, is psychological disorders.
This is according to the KDSA National Chairman Karaoke Kamau, who believes that the solution, as applied in many other countries, is to have the deaths caused by road accidents by instilling into Kenyans a culture of safe road usage.
Instead of having cameras that will assist us manage our roads, the cameras we have on our roads are manned by people who are hiding somewhere just to check whether you are overspeeding or you've passed a yellow line so that you are arrested and you bribe yourself out, and you go scot-free. In Uganda, you cannot go scot-free. You cannot go scot-free if you've done a mistake. You must pay the fine.
The chairman regretted the trend of drivers acquiring their licenses corruptly, adding that their lack of formal training will show itself in the quality of their driving and observance of traffic rules.
Some unscrupulous people at the NTSA are just issuing the licenses to people who do not have that prerequisite experience. And when somebody gets a license, when he goes to look for employment, somebody will give him employment on the basis that he has a PSV license. And that's why we think that our people, our traffic police, NTSA, should be very, very vigilant on scrutiny of these licenses.
Chichi, Josephine, TV47.
Thank you, Chichi, for that. The National Drama Festival events are currently underway at Embu University and Kangaroo School, with students from the best performing schools from across the country striving to outdo each other for top honors in dramatic excellence. On the sidelines of these festivals, the Executive Director of KICD, Charles Ongoda, said that this festival will enable students to further embrace their talents effectively once they complete their studies. He added that it educates the public about issues related to education in the country. Furthermore, the chairman of the National Film Exhibitions, Christopher Othiembo, pointed out that these festivals continue to be a hub of artistic innovation and demonstrate what students learn in the classroom.
The festival brings together all the children and young adults in our country, beginning from the early year education right to the university level, where we are tapping on the latent artistic potentials of our learners in terms of drama, that is plays, and also we have other genres such as creative cultural dance. We have the mime. We have solo dances, we have verses, both solo and choral. We have also introduced mime and solo dance specifically for secondary schools, which were not there previously.
The President himself has directed that the Institute should be able to harness the products of the children in this festival, digitize them and monetize them, so that even when they are in school, they can start to earn income that can trickle back to them as individuals, but can also trickle back to the community, to the committee to support the festival.
You're watching News Now. We thank you for staying with us. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we have more on the other side. Please stay with us.
Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na Nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus niko niwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee. Soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue. Mpaka nimetoa hivi.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Welcome back. A row is brewing between tea farmers, Tea Board of Kenya and Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA and some of its former directors over a scheme to pay hundreds of millions to lawyers and their firms. About 14 lawyers from different law firms represented KTDA Holdings, KTDA Management Services Limited and Kenya Tea Growers Association in 2 suits where parties involved reached a settlement agreement. In one of the litigations, Nairobi High Court consolidated constitutional petition number E254 of 2020, KTDA Holdings Limited and 55 others had sued the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary and 26 others, demanding review of the Tea Act of 2020.
Mimi nataka kuambia chairman wa Tea Board of Kenya Bwana Kahio. Hicho kipengele cha 13 ambacho mmeweka hapo cha kusema ati wakulima walipe mawakili ambao walipatiwa kazi na watu wanao tuliondoa kwa ofisi, haitawezekana. Haitawezekana. Na mimi nasema hivi nikiwa na hawa wakulima hapa na nikiwa na idhini ya hawa wakulima. Na hawa wakulima nataka waoneshe hawa wamesema kwamba wale watu ambao wamekuwa wakinyanyasa hao hatuwezi kurudi kwa mfuko yetu kulipa hao. Haiwezekani. Haitawezekana.
Mkulima ametafuta pesa na tabu sana. Tunanyesewa kwa masaba, vikapu tunabeba, na hivi vikapu tunabeba tukipeleka kwa bank center, sasa inakuwa ni pesa. Sasa hiyo pesa ndio sasa zinakuja kukatwa, zinapelekwa makotini. Hatutakubali hiyo.
Tumesikia kuna pesa kuna sendekana ati tutakatwa juu ya ile makesi wale walikuwa bereni walipeleka huku kwa koti. Sisi tumekataa, tukiwa wakulima wa hapa tumekataa, na tukasema sisi wote wakulima wa area hii tumekataa, na sisi hatutakatwa hiyo pesa.
African ICT ministers, policy makers and stakeholders have been urged to establish policy reforms within Africa's ICT sector to advance the continent's digital economy. The Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication and the Digital Economy, Eliud Owalo, stated that outdated policies are hindering foreign investments in the continent's ICT sector, limiting foreign direct investment. Owalo added that good enabling laws and regulations will build better marketplaces for Africa's transformation.
Yet we did not have the local partners who are willing to uptake shares in these ICT companies. So we have done away with that. We have already removed the 30% local capital requirement, local shareholding, and now foreign direct investment is pouring into Kenya because there are no logistical bottlenecks with respect to ownership of foreign companies. That is the direction that we need to go as Africa. We need to look at our policies, laws, and regulations to make sure that they spur foreign direct capital investment, while at the same time also protecting our own local interests as Africa.
We are also working with the private sector to ensure they do much more in this space. We are happy to notice manufacturing of smart, affordable phones here in Kenya and the rest of the continent, because we must bridge the digital divide by ensuring there are affordable devices in the hands of our young people so that they can be able to transact in the digital space. We are also encouraging more players to come with what we call digital platforms. These are new space that we must ensure that Kenya and Africa as a continent also have digital platforms which are local and indigenous and be able to contribute to the Kenyan and the African economy.
Sports News brought to you by Safaricom Khpa Dimba.
Let's get sporty. Brenda girls, Wiyeta girls, Obunga boys and Ebwali boys are through to the semi-finals of the Safaricom Khpa Dimba Nationals finals currently going on in Kisumu County. Our presenter, Tony Kwalanda, is currently at Mamboleo Stadium with the scores of the 8 quarterfinal matches being played today. Hey, Tony, what's going on in Kisumu?
Yeah, indeed. Thank you very much, Maringa. We are live coming to you in Kisumu County, specifically here at the Mamboleo Stadium. And the game that you're seeing right behind me here is the quarterfinal of the match between Pask Langa from Uasin Gishu against Young Kings of Nairobi Dandora. And both teams right now in the first half are 1-1. Now, this tournament, of course, you know, is being sponsored by Safaricom. And Safaricom has pumped in over 400 million Kenya shillings into this tournament. And I have one of the representatives from Safaricom, Mr. David Khpa. David Khpa, so far, the first day, how has it been?
It's been really exciting in terms of how the turnout has been. It's been amazing to see all the fans come in, see an exciting level of football being played, exciting games, and we can't wait for the semis and the finals coming up from Friday all the way till Sunday.
Something big about this tournament is someone or some teams will benefit not only from playing here but internationally, and also get education from TVET institutions.
Yeah, that's correct. So in terms of how we are showing up as Safaricom, in terms of prize money, number one, and the winners will get 1 million Kenya shillings each. That's the boys and the girls. The runners-up will get $500,000 each, while the semi-finalists will get 250K. Yeah, over and above that, we have also the TVETs that are happening for the MVP players. So far we have 16 MVP players that have come from the regional finals. They've gotten TVET scholarships, and as well as that, all the MVPs are traveling to Spain for a 10-day training camp, just to see how we can scout them and get that opportunity for them. Yeah.
Thank you very much, David Khpa. I appreciate for your time. That is, of course, the Safaricom official, goes by the David Khpa, and he's definitely one of the sponsors of this. Now, let me bring in Brenda Girls team. Brenda Girls, of course, have qualified for the semi-finals of this tournament, and I have the coach and the player. I want them, both of them, to come here. Coach, karibu sana. Please, of course, join in as well. Congratulations for qualifying. Mnajihisi vipi? And of course, umejitayarisha kwa semi za kesho.
Najihisi raha tele, tunamshukuru Mungu. Ametusaidia tukashinda 4-2. Na ni kwa sababu ya uwezo wake tumejiprepare vizuri. Tulijua weaknesses zenye tulikuwa nazo regionals, tukarekebisha. Ndio maana tumekuwa na nguvu ya kushinda.
Of course, nikuulize wewe, ungependa baada ya michezo ufike wapi? Maana unasikia kuna MVP wanaenda Spain. Wewe lengo lako katika this competition is what?
Mimi binafsi ningependa nicheze majuu kama Spain, nijulikane. Kama game za huko majuu ningependa kuchezea Barcelona Ladies. Yeah.
Ungeambia nini Safaricom?
Mimi naambia Safaricom, nawashukuru sana kwa kutuletea talent. Wengine tunaguza talent yetu.
Coach, sekunde 30 seconds. What do you tell Safaricom for such an opportunity?
I really want to thank Safaricom. This year, last year, na miaka za nyuma wamefanya mambo makubwa. Unajua sio rahisi. Saa hizi ingekuwa watu wako nyumbani, lakini najua wanatuandalia mazuri zaidi mbele. Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That is Brenda. Nashukuru sana. That is Brenda Girls, coach and the captain. Asante sana. They have through, of course, to the semi-finals of this competition. Semi-finals will be happening tomorrow and Saturday. And also here I have Plateau Girls, aka Nyakach girls, or Plateau Queens actually, who have qualified to the semi-finals of this competition. Coach, how do you explain the job moving into the semi-finals?
I'm very glad that we have qualified for the semi-final. Though with a smaller margin, we expected our team to play better than they have played today. So even as we move to the semi-final, we are not yet satisfied that is the best that we could have got from our team.
Na azimio lako, wewe lengo lako katika mashindano haya ni nini? Ungetaka kuwa nini? Ungetaka kufanya nini katika mashindano ya Safaricom Chapa Dimba?
Mimi nataka kuwa MVP or best player kwa hii Chapa Dimba. But leo hatujacheza vizuri. Kesho tutawakilisha, tumecheza vizuri, tubebe hii cup.
Unaambia nini wenzako kwenye team? Tuambie venye team ina feel saa hii, wanasema nini? Umekaa na wao umesikia. Tuambie wanasikia nini?
Team saa hii inasikia vizuri. Wanaweza cheka, but sisi hatukuingia hata wako wanaweza cheka. Walikuwa maintenance, but saa hii tuko na morale ya kesho.
Coach, sekunde 20, what do you tell Safaricom?
I want to thank Safaricom for organizing this championship until this time that we are at the national level. We only pray that they continue to support the talents and even expand it so that it can accommodate the teams and play for at least a longer period so that somebody who is a player can be assessed. That is when you can prove that this is a very good player. But when you come and you play only one match, that is the end. It is a big challenge. Okay. So it's a do or die when you get to the field. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Plateau Nyakach girls team, the girls team that have qualified for the semi-finals of the Safaricom Chapadimba Nationals that are currently going on in Kisumu in two stadiums, here at Mamboleo and Moyo Stadium. So from here, of course, we'll be here in the semi-finals, of course, at the finals on Sunday. I'll take back to you, Maringa.
Thank you so much, Tony Kwalanda, for that in-depth report coming in from Kisumu County. Khpa Media Limited through TV47, Radio 47 and TV47 Digital will air live the competition of the action that is going on in Kisumu County. Bungoma County Khpa team clinches victory on their national games in a thrilling showdown at Agorosare High School in Homa Bay County. Bungoma County's Khpa Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers team secured a resounding victory, triumphing 2-0 against their rivals from Transmara County. Speaking during the tournament, Jacob Karura, the Executive Secretary of Khpa Embu County, urged the government via the Teachers Service Commission to consider including the annual tournament in their school calendar and also offer awards to the winners.
We are requesting the government through the Teachers Service Commission to consider putting this annual tournament in their school calendar. We are also requesting the government through the Teacher Service Commission to consider awarding the winners and also recognizing those others who participate in this tournament.
Today we are here. The main reason why we found this program was to allow teachers to have an opportunity to bond, to share their experiences. You understand, teachers undergo several other challenges while in the classrooms. So when we come to the field, we share our experiences. It also enables us to enhance our teaching profession. A healthy teacher is a healthy deliverer of content. Thank you.
Sports News brought to you by Safaricom Chapadimba.
"31 minutes past the hour. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you right here on News Now. My name is George Maringa, thanking you so much for your splendid company on behalf of the entire team that makes this possible. I'll see you next time, and stay safe and be kind to one another. George Maringa is my name. I'll see you next time.